Good afternoon, class. This is Morgan Phenix coming to you from Stanley, Virginia on a Sunday afternoon. Beautiful day. I have another brief video presentation for you. Please pay close attention. I want to thank all of you who have been watching the videos. I think that has really helped an awful lot in the formatting and the very few questions we've had about how to do these things. For week 7, you have a case study. Okay, it's really simple. You choose one out of the 3 scenarios that are offered to you. One, either Dan or Emily or Robert. They're all middle school students. There's a discipline issue with Dan. There's some special education issues with Emily, and there are some racial and cultural and community issues with Robert. Choose the one that interests you the most. There are questions that come at the end of each case scenario. Okay, in the case of Dan, the questions are fairly specific and a little bit complex. But in the case of Emily and Robert, it's what do you think? One of the questions is this: what do you think? And then how would you respond? Those 2 questions. And of course, what do you think will have everything to do with your SWOT analysis, okay? And the how would you respond, that's your case recommendations, okay? And once again, remember the SWOT, I want it in graphic format, please. Please do not put it in text. The quadrant is okay. Some of them are really beautiful, the ones you did, or an outline format, okay? This is really simple. Just make sure that there's enough, for example, in the last one, Mrs. Evans, that was a strength for everybody, okay? And nobody put down just Mrs. Evans. But Mrs. Evans as mentor, Mrs. Evans should continue with him, Mrs. Evans should do him in some pull-out exercises, okay? So that's great. And then the case recommendations, list them please. List them please. Do not put them in text. You spend a lot of energy just making this vehicle to carry your good thoughts, your best thoughts, okay? But I'm going to give you now a very special inside tip, and there's probably 1 or 2 students. I'm sure there are 1 or 2 students that aren't watching this video, so I'm really angry about it, and I want you to know, those of you who aren't watching, okay? That doesn't work, right? Remember that. You guys are doing great, and those of you who are watching this video, here is a special tip that will ensure that you can gain the full 100 points on your case study. If let's just say you got 95 points on the last one, okay, if you got or 90 points or something like that. If you want the full 100, where would you go for that information that you need? And here's where you go. Your case study 1. Remember, you'll never forget this. You know, our past performance is the best place to go for information about our future choices, is it not? Speaking of which, I know many of you are looking forward to the final project. And before I forget to tell you, one student noticed that there is no mention of live text submission. Okay, there is something under the textbook requirements that you purchase the live text account, but that was supposed to have been added to the syllabus for one, and to the assignment and to course content. That the final project proposal, the part 2, goes into live text. You submit it there. You also are to submit it in Blackboard. In each case, because of the linking of the grade. The rubric is in live text and the grade gets linked there, but it doesn't go into your course tally of points. That comes through Blackboard. So if you don't submit it into Blackboard, then it's a little bit difficult for me to get in there and to put a grade in with some comments or something like that. Alrighty? And never, don't fail to remember that there are 8 headings. There are 8 headings, and they earn 20 points each, and the mission vision one, I believe that's the one that earns 10 points. I know it's the one. Okay, I better know. Alrighty, folks, I hope you're doing well. The course is winding down. There's some really excellent diverse school proposal projects coming through. I hope you got that email that I sent out that contained also a connection to Jason Hilgeman and his project, which is literally a building that is coming up out of the cane fields in Dominican Republic. And I'm trying to get permission from another student. I haven't been in touch and haven't heard back, rather, and I'd like to share that too. It's a backpack program. It's a very narrowly focused program that's going to take place within her school. So all the other issues of the school structure don't really count. And So, for example, the marketing is not the marketing of the school, it's the marketing of the backpack program for hungry kids. And that's 1/3 of our children in this country. Imagine that, 1/3. And now the immigration policy, and everybody's angry about immigration issues in this country, or at least it's a complex and a contentious thing. Pay attention to the word that they are using right now and talk about diverse group, a need for understanding cultural diversity. They are no longer using the word immigration issue. They're using the word migration. Migration. And that has to do with floods of either animals or people. We typically think of birds migrating. Well, now we have children being set loose by their parents and to come as a migration pattern of young people that is very, very hard to turn away. Not true? Very, very hard to turn away. Children are innocents. They are the innocent parties in all of this. Well, that's my 2 cents from my soapbox. I am not proposing one political platform or another, but when you have a child that has been turned loose by their parent, just hoping that something will work better across the border in America, we're talking about a real problem of intention, for one thing, and then of compassion. Hard to do. Good luck, folks. The future is yours. Probably not mine. I'm living off the past pretty much right now. You guys are the key to the future. God bless you all, and we'll see you. We'll see you for one more week. Then after this week 7, then it's week 8 and down the home stretch. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're gaining good things from it. I hope you're sharing good things on the discussion board. Be sure to include some form of reference in your responses as well, and gain the full points. Thanks a lot, guys. See you next time. God bless you. Bye-bye.